Pankaj, Pryana Jeneiv, and their families would like to thank you all for coming today. We will deeply miss Pryana. It is always difficult to put into words when something like this happens. Pryana is one of the most generous people we've known, and the strength she displayed over the past few years was extraordinary. We have a few people who would like to say some words to give you an insight into Pryana's life, the love we all have for her, and how we will remember her. Firstly, I'd like to invite her close cousins, Priya and Kira.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming this evening to support the family at this sad time. Most of you know Kira well, and it is our honour to be able to share some words with you about our beloved cousin. Pryana was born on the 3rd of December 1981. Her parents, Pankaj and Shobhan, older sister Ravina, and younger sister Rishi, lived together in Millview Gardens, and this is where our angel sadly departed us on Thursday, the 17th of February 2022. We grew up together as a close-knit extended family in Croydon. Pryana was like an older sister to us both, and God bless her. We have a bond that will never be broken. She was someone who both looked up to, even though the age gap was small, in my case, 23 weeks older than me. She showed maturity and grace even at that young age and was carried through to her last days. She was always kind-hearted and generous, and with many fond childhood memories of time spent playing together in holidays, especially at their home, the tree house, and in Ravina's room, much to her dismay. There were the after-school activities, including disco dancing, which Pryana loved, being a kind fan. And I think the kitchen discos was something that Pryana actually invented during lockdown as well. She was very much a big fan. There were also brownies, trampolining, swimming, midnight feasts, sleepovers, celebrating the Bible birthdays and Christmases together. We will also always remember our time at Beach House together, where we were inseparable, but also keen to fight in only Gujarati. Quite an accomplishment, 3 years old at the time. So many memories, which will always treasure keeping us spirits alive. Many of the Croatian cousins will remember wearing the white Cinderella dress that Shobna made. Pryana loved children, and she looked truly stunning when she wore this dress. Indeed, she will always be our gorgeous princess. Pryana was very fond of all her nieces and nephews and had a unique bond with each and every one of them. The dress will be passed down to her nieces, keeping this precious memory alive. Pryana was also very fond of playing board games and card games. She was always a fantastic player at canasta with a competitive but fair spirit. Pryana excelled in academics, studying at Old Palace School for Girls. She was actually accepted a year early, another testament to her strength and determination. She obtained her degree in geography at the University of Birmingham. In further studies, through diligence, drive and ambition, Pryana went on to qualify as an accountant, and then at consultancy level as a fellow of the Chartered Institution of Taxation. Academia wasn't her only passion. Pryana loved to travel and had a taste for food, whether it was fine dining or a home-cooked Gujarati meal, and of course her brother's cocktails. Pryana had a brilliant memory, allowing her to pass exams that many would not. But she also never forgot a birthday, an anniversary, and other important occasions. She had a heart of gold, so generous and loving, and always sent the most thoughtful cards with a personal meaning. Pryana was also very close to our dearest family friend, Margaret, and I'm sure that she had some influence over Pryana's love of the humanities and arts. She was an accomplished pianist, flautist, and singer. She had the voice of a songbird, and some of us here today were lucky enough to hear her sing at her brother Rishi and Pamela's wedding in Oman in 2016. She was also a talented artist and photographer. I often admire many of her and Shobna Foy's colourful paintings at their home in Sherwood, and we are lucky enough to have some at the back of the hall today. Pryana loved to travel and was a great adventurer. She always immersed herself in the culture of the country that she visited. She spent time in Italy to learn the language, and she was so fluent that later when we visited Florence together, the locals could not believe that she was not Italian. If it wasn't for her caring support and resilience, I don't think I would have made it through the trek to Machu Picchu in Peru. Pryana's travels also took her to Australia, and I've got a message from our cousin Nivesh, who could not be here today. She stayed with him while she went to Australia. Having moved so far away, it was my honour that Pryana was able to stay with Deepa and me in Brisbane in Australia in 2016. Due to her love of adventure, she was travelling the East Coast with friends, exploring the variety of scenery, beaches and forests that the country has to offer. During her visit, after the day's activities, we reminisced about so many things, and many fond childhood memories came flooding back. I am so grateful to our parents who decided to live so close to each other and that Margaret was in our lives. It enabled us and all the cousins to build those intergenerational bonds. Life has its ups and downs, but Pryana always radiated positivity to those around her. She had one of those spirits that lifted you up when you were challenged and elevated you higher when you were doing something fun. On the 26th of May, Pryana married Prince Jeneiv in 2017. Pryana was ever the beautiful bride, as if from a Bollywood fairy tale. The wedding ceremony was touching, and Pryana always loved celebrating life, as you can see from the photos on the screens. Their wedding reception was truly one of the most fun parties that I have ever been to. They made a wonderful couple, both learning from one another and supporting each other as true best friends do. Pryana was a fighter, and this was evident throughout Astute's treatment for breast cancer that she was diagnosed with in 2018. Pryana was a courageous, fierce princess warrior in her journey throughout, ever smiling, positive and optimistic. She was determined to not let this beat her spirit, and she was defiant up until the end. Her attitude and maturity throughout is such an inspiration. Her cup of tea, properly made in bone china, of course, was always more than half full. It was such a privilege to have her in my life. She's an inspiration to us all, always active with grace. Classy lady, beautiful inside and out, taken from us too soon, but has left a wonderful legacy that we will ensure is passed down through her nieces and nephews whom she cherished. Pryana posted this quote on her Instagram account back in 2020, which is apt and again shows the maturity and strength of mind she had. Love is stronger than death, even though it cannot stop death from happening, but no matter how hard death tries, it cannot separate people from love. It cannot. Pryana was also an avid reader with a large variety of books on her shelf. We would also like to share a quote from one of her favourite books, The Stories of Winnie the Pooh. If ever there is a tomorrow when we are not together, there is always something you must remember. You are braver than you believe, and you are stronger than you see. You are smarter than you think. But the most important thing is that even if we are apart, I will always be with you. We would like you all to take a moment to smile, thinking about the fond memory of our inspirational Pryana, loved by all who met her. Always wear a smile, because a smile is the reason for many others to smile.
Thank you, Priya and Carol. I'd like to now invite friends Vijay and Punita.
Hi everyone, Jai Jinendra. My name is Vijay. Pryana was one of my best friends, and I am honoured and grateful to be able to say a few words about her today. In my hand, I'm holding a card, a postcard from 2012, one that I'll cherish for a lifetime, but also one of many cards she sent. I'm sure many of you have received such postcards from Pryana. One of her favourite ways of showing us that she was thinking of us or was appreciating us by writing a handwritten, meaningful note, so rare in these days of social media. But I think this postcard, one thanking me for a book I lent her, says it all and more about her. Her thoughtfulness, her kindness and generosity to share her appreciation, her time in writing the note in the first place, and how she loved to shower her friends and family with these little symbols of love, friendship, and meaning. Always making sure we knew how much we all meant to her, and also just checking in that we were okay. Pryana and I met in 3 different ways: through a neighbour, through Carol, and through one of our graduate jobs, and through our first graduate jobs at Ernst & Young. We were destined to meet, but not only to meet, but also to become great friends. I think the best test for a great friendship is to be able to travel together and remain friends post-travel, which we did, and tons of it during our friendship. We traveled to Goa, to Kenya, to Dubai, to Italy, to Vegas, to Budapest, to Amman. She really was the perfect travel companion, and whenever and wherever I now visit, she will remain in my heart and on my journeys. And I always have her postcards with me, her presence never departing. Pryana had a real zest for life, for art, for literature, for music. She embraced it all, and in her final days, She reached out to these to give her comfort and reassurance. And in doing so, she taught me how art can be healing and to look for the beauty in everything around us. An important lesson that I'll hold on to. Pryana, you left us too soon. We had so many memories still to make, journeys to cherish, books to discuss, afternoon teas to attend. But the memories you left with me are incredibly precious. And overnight, they have taken a permanent meaning and seat in my heart, and I can never lose them. They let me fantasize about our time together. And because friendship transcends even death, I know we will be reunited one day on the other side. Rest in peace, my friend.
Yes, Krishna. Thank you for allowing me to say a few words. It still feels strange to be up here because despite all of us knowing that this was coming, Pryana's determination of spirit, positive mental attitude, had me and probably all of us convinced she would win that battle against cancer. What can I say about my beautiful friend, or Panda, as we affectionately call her? Pryana and I met nearly 30 years ago through a mutual friend during a girls' weekend trip to Barcelona. Little did I know that at that time, all of these years later, she would be one of my bestest friends. Pryana and I shared a lot of experiences like young ladies in their 20s and 30s often do, from shopping trips to Camden Market, nights out in London, concerts at Wembley Stadium to see Adele and Beyonce, and more trips abroad. My favourite memory was another weekend trip that Pryana and I took to Valencia, where we savoured the Sadadri and sangria. But my friendship with Pryana was so much more than that. What was unique about her was her pure heart and her adventurous spirit, and the ability to sprinkle what I would call the pre-magic on you in a way that I will never forget. Pryana was one of those loyal friends that if you are lucky, you come across possibly once in a lifetime. Not only was she friends with me, but she was known to my whole family. She not only remembered my birthday, but she knew when my sisters' birthdays were too. When friends feel like family, it's somehow a much bigger space that she leaves in our hearts. But what I really loved most about Pryana and what I really miss was the way she could express how she was truly feeling. As I look back at messages on my phone, I see many uplifting messages from her. I don't hesitate crediting Pryana with changing me from being someone who didn't really share their feelings to someone who would openly tell her how much I love her and how much our friendship means to me. I know there are others in the room that feel the same way. So I wanted to end with a poem that I find comforting as I come to terms with sad news. I hope you will find it comforting too. Don't think of her as gone away. Her journey has just begun. Life holds many facets. Earth is only one. Just think of her as resting from sorrow, pain, and tears, in a place of warmth and comfort where there are no days or years. Think of how she must be wishing that if there was one thing we could learn today, it's nothing but our sadness that can really pass away. So think of her as living in the hearts of those she touched, for nothing that is truly loved is ever lost. She was loved so very much. We love her.
Thank you, Vigil. I would now like to ask her sister, Bhavani, who is prepared to tribute 40 reasons why we love Pryana.
Our dearest Pryana was not only my sister-in-law, but like a true sister, friend, and confidant. You will hear of her bold strength, courage, optimism, and drive she had to achieve milestones that she'd set. One of the major milestones for Pryana was to have a party for her 40th birthday, which we celebrated in December. She had planned the type of party she wanted, detailing the 80s retro theme, food and music. Reaching this milestone and having the party was an incredible achievement for her. As a family, we gave her a card, which some of you may have already read, so that's at the front in the frame, to let her know all the reasons why we loved her. So I'd just like to read this out and share it with you today. Pryana, 40 reasons why we love you. You are beautiful, inside and out. You are always so thoughtful. You have great wit, which often brightens up our day. You are creative. You are smart. You are kind, welcoming, and warm. You are practical. You are pragmatic. You see the world from an artistic lens. You always listen and give good advice. You are forward-thinking. You are elegant. You sing beautifully. You are an awesome planner. You are stylish. You are fierce. You are determined. You are extraordinary. You never fail to send cards for birthdays and special occasions. You always select the best gifts. You always let people know that you are thinking of them. You have a wide range of interests. You always have great recommendations of places to go, things to see, and places to eat. You are grounded and down to earth. You are always punctual and on time. You are reliable. You always find good deals, our coupon queen. You have great baking skills. We love your brownies. You select the best cocktails. You value each person's opinion and do your best to make everyone happy. You always want to expand your knowledge. You have optimism even when the world around you becomes overwhelming. You care about the earth. You still send postcards. You have exquisite taste. You are a thrill seeker. You take amazing photos. You are a wonderful daughter, sister, wife, aunt, and friend. You make the world a better place. You are Pryana. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhavani. She also had those regular interviews. I'd like to ask Jeneiv sister, Pryana, to say a few words.
On behalf of the Darchi, Galaiya, and Sadadri Oba, thank you all for coming to pay your love and respects to our beloved Pryana. Pryana left an everlasting impression on everyone she met. She was an incredible soul who came into our lives, bringing her infectious smile, sparkly eyes, and happy aura. Her vibrant, positive energy could light and fill up every room. She was vivacious, fiercely independent, with a free spirit. Her strength of character was exceptional and beyond comprehension. She really was the epitome of a modern woman, able to find the balance between both being soft and strong. To those who were really lucky to have known her well. She was the ultimate games master, intensely competitive, and the one that you really wanted to beat in any board game. She was also the most thoughtful gifter, who was so generous in every way, most recently sending Valentine's cards to our nephews, Ayan and Kush, which she had planned well in advance. Pryana was a pleasure to be with, as she had so many interests, always took time to talk to everyone in the room. Her interests were really broad, from her love of photography, travel to new places, cars, music, dancing, arts and culture, to gardening and playing the piano so beautifully. As you can imagine, she made a perfect match for Jeneiv, and together they made most of her dreams a reality. Their shared love of intellectual discussions, theorizing over the impact of fast fashion on environment, make for great debates, keeping each other engaged. The love that they had for each other was awe-inspiring, eternal and unconditional. United, they were the most inspirational couple, meeting every challenge together and head-on. Alongside the courage and fighting spirit she showed everyone, every day, what we all found truly inspirational was Pryana's ability to get through the toughest, most darkest days, keeping her eyes fixed on the horizon, planning the next adventure to help her to continue dancing every day. To our eternal explorer, you are off to your next adventure, and you can finally meet Papa, Nani, Ba, and Bapuji, and be amongst the greats. You will never be forgotten, Pryana. You are etched into our hearts and our minds forever. May your beautiful soul rest in peace. Om Shanti Om.
Thank you, Pryana. We now have some prayers which I believe been played by.
વધારેલા સૌ વડીલો, આપતજનો અને મિત્રો, આજે આપણે સૌ પ્રિયનાને શ્રદ્ધાંજલિ આપવા એકત્રિત થયા છીએ. સૌ પ્રથમ પહેલા પ્રાર્થના કરીએ અને ત્યાર પછી પ્રિયના વિશેની હું બે વાત કરીશ. अर्पयन्तो भगवन्त इन्द्रमहिता सीतास्तसीतिस्थिता आचार्याचिन शासनोन्नतिकराः पूजा उपाध्यायकाः श्री सिद्धान्तसुपाठकाः मुनिवरा रत्नत्रयाराधकाः पञ्चैते परमेष्टिनः प्रतिदिनं कुर्वन्तु मङ्गलम्. ब्राह्मी चन्दन बालिका भगवती राजीमती द्रौपदी कौशल्या सम्भगावती च सुरसा सीता सुभद्रा शिवा कुन्ती शिलोति नलस्य दैता चूला प्रभावत्यः पद्मावत्यपि सुन्दरी प्रतिदिनं कुर्वन्तु मङ्गलम्. वीरः सर्वसुरासुरेन्द्रमहितो वीरं बुधा संसिता वीरेणाभिहतस्वकर्म विजयो वीराय नित्यं नमः वीरातीतमिदं प्रवृतमखिलं वीरस्य घोरं तपो वीरे श्रीतृप्तिकीर्तिकं निजय श्रीवीरभद्रं दिश परन्तमङ्गलं मंगलम साधवस जैन धर्मोस्तु मंगलम मंगलम भगवान पिरो मंगलम प्रभु मंगलम स्थूलितदाता जैन धर्मोस्तु मंगलम यानी प्रियना ने प्रेम भरी पुष्पांजलि क्या खबर थी मारे आज के पुष्पांजलि शब्द मारे अवतरण से आटली नानी वयમાં अचानक સૌને છોડીને અનંતની યાત્રાએ ચાલી જશે આ નશ્વર દેહનો ત્યાગ કરી પ્રભુના ચરણોમાં પહોંચી જશે એ ક્યાં ખબર હતી થોડા વર્ષ પ્રિયાના થોડા વર્ષ આપણી જોડે રહી પણ અનેક સ્મરણાંજલિ આપણા માટે મૂકી ગઈ છે પ્રિયાનાનો જન્મ ક્રોઇડનમાં તારીખ 3/12/1981 થયેલ माता शोभनाबेन तथा पिता पंकजभाई आनंदથી ઝૂમી ઉઠેલા પ્રિયનાની કાલી ઘેરી વાણી સાંભળતા સૌ ખુશ થઈ જતા એમ કરતા તેનું બાળપણ બેન રવિના જોડે આનંદથી પસાર થયું આજે રવિનાને નાની બેનની ઘણી ખોટ જણાય છે સમય થતા સ્કૂલમાં જવાનું શરૂ થયું કેળવણીના એક પગથિયા ચડતા ચડતા એ લેવલ પૂરું કર્યું બર્મિંગહામ યુનિવર્સિટીમાં તેણે જ્યોગ્રાફીમાં ડિગ્રી લીધી ત્યાર પછી એકાઉન્ટન્સીનો કોર્સ પૂરો કરી સીએનું ક્વોલિફિકેશન મેળવ્યું અને પછી ટેક્સેશનમાં કન્સલ્ટન્ટ બની પ્રેરણા ભણવામાં ઘણી હોશિયાર હતી તેની યોગ્યતા પ્રમાણે તેને જોબ મળેલી પ્રેરણા ઘણી એક્ટિવ હતી જોબ ઉપરાંત તે ઘણી પ્રવૃત્તિમાં ભાગ લેતી હતી તે પિયાનો વગાડતી તેમજ તે સારી સિંગર પણ હતી તેનો અવાજ પણ મીઠો હતો ઉપરાંત બંસરી પણ વગાડતી હતી ઉપરાંત ફોટોગ્રાફીનો પણ ઘણો શોખ હતો અને તે સારું એવું કલેક્શન છોડી ગઈ છે પ્રિયનાનો સ્વભાવ ઘણો મળતાવડો હતો બધા જોડે તુરંત ભળી જતી અને પારકારે પણ પોતાના કરી લેતી દાદીમાં મણિબેનનો વારસો તેને મળે તેમજ સંગીતની દુનિયામાં પણ પદાર્પણ કર્યું તે વારસો દાદા શાંતિભાઈ તેમજ પરિવારના સૌ સભ્યોનો વારસો મળે દિનુબેન લતા અવિનાશ પંકજ અનુ અશ્રુ બિંદુ વગેરે સૌ સંગીત પ્રેમી હોવાથી તેને પ્રેરણા મળેલી પ્રેરણા સ્વાભાવિક ઘણી સરળ હતી દાદીમાં મણિબેનનો વારસો અને સ્વભાવ તેનામાં ઉતરેલ 2011માં પહેલી વખત જેનીવ જોડે તેને મળવાનું થયું પછી અવારનવાર મુલાકાત થતી અને 2017માં આ મુલાકાત પ્રેમમાં પરિણમી અને બંને લગ્ન ગ્રંથિથી જોડાયા શ્રી અશ્વિનભાઈ તથા રક્ષિતાબેનની લાડકવાઈ પુત્રવધુ બની તેમનું ઘર ઉજ્જવળ બનાવ્યું પરંતુ વિધિના વિધાનમાં શું લખ્યું છે તેની આપણને ક્યાં ખબર છે લગ્ન પછી માત્ર એક જ વર્ષમાં તેને બીમારી આવી અચાનક તાત્કાલિક ટ્રીટમેન્ટ કરતા સારું થયું પરંતુ પડી જતા ફ્રેક્ચર થઈ ગયું અને છેલ્લે પથારીવશ થઈ ગઈ ચીનીએ તેની ઘણી ધ્યાન રાખી અને બધા ઉપચાર કર્યા પ્રિયનાને શરીરમાં ઘણો દુખાવો હોય તો તે પીડાને સહન કરી લેતી અને બધા જોડે આનંદથી વાત કરી વાતાવરણને સાવ હળવું બનાવી દેતી થોડું રહેવું પડશે એટલે સૌની ઘણી માયા બંધાઈ ગઈ ઘરના સૌને તેને ઘણી ખોટ લાગે છે તેના મિત્ર મંડળમાં પણ પોતે ઘણી જ પ્યારી હતી અને સૌની જોડે પ્રેમથી વર્તતી નાના ભાઈ ઋષિને અને ભાભીને તેની ખોટ ઘણી જણાય છે ભાભીનું નામ મને ખબર નથી પ્રેરણાનો 40મો જન્મદિન ઉજવવાનું નક્કી કરતા હોસ્પિસવાળાને વાત કરી. ખુશ થઈ ગયા અને તેણે કહ્યું કે પ્રિયંકાના આ ઉમંગને અમે પૂરો કરવા તમને મદદ કરીશું. એક મોટા હોલમાં 70-75 મિત્રોને તેણે આમંત્રણ આપી બોલાવ્યા. ઘણી સારી રીતે જન્મદિનની ઉજવણી કરી. તેની બધી ઈચ્છા પૂર્ણ કરી. લાડકવાઈ દીકરીને આટલી નાની ઉંમરમાં વિદાય આપતા માતા પિતા ભય હાથ ન રહે તે સ્વાભાવિક છે. તેમજ જેની અને તેના માતા પિતા પુત્ર વધુને આટલી જલ્દી સદાને માટે વિદાય આપતા અત્યંત અનુભવે છે અને તે આપણે સમજી શકીએ છીએ. ઈશ્વરના દરબારમાં આપણું કંઈ ચાલતું નથી. જન્મ થયો તેનું મૃત્યુ નક્કી છે, પણ આટલા ટૂંકા સમયમાં નાની ઉંમરમાં જાય તેનું ઘણું દુઃખ થાય. આપણે કેટલું જીવ્યા તે મહત્વનું નથી, પણ કેવું જીવ્યા તે જ મહત્વ છે. આપણે સૌ પ્રિય નાના સત્પૂર્ણ તાજા રહે તે રીતે તેનું સ્મરણ કરતા તેને પ્રેમથી વિદાય આપી. પરમ કૃપાળુ પરમાત્માને પ્રિય નાના આત્માને શાંતિ મળે એ જ આપણે પ્રાર્થના કરીએ. ઓમ શાંતિ શાંતિ શાંતિ. સૂર્યનારાયણ. પ્રિયંકાના આત્માને શાંતિ મળે એ માટે 12 નોરતાનું પાર્સલ કરીશું. ત્યાર પછી શાંતિ પાઠ કરીશું. સૌ મનમાં સફળ કરશું. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shantam Shantashivam Namaskutya Stotu Shanti Nimittam Mantra Padam Shantashtami Om Iti Nishitavachase Namo Namo Bhagavate Arthe Purusham Shanti Jeneiv Shah Swamini Taminam Saklati Sesakamaha Sampati Sumnivaya Shashad Trailokya Pujitaya Cha Namo Namo Shanti Devaya Saramarastu Samoha Swami Krishna Pujitaya Najitaya Bhuvanajana Palanadya Tamaya Satatam Namastasmai Saradari Taukanashana Karaya Sarashiropasamanaya Dustakrambhota Pisasa Shakini Nampramantanaya Yashati Nam Mantra Pradana Vakya Prakatosha Vichapurdejana Hita Vitichanota Namadatam Shantim Bhavato Namaste Bhagavati Vichaya Sujaya Parajati Aparajite Jagatyam Jayati Jayavani Bhavati Sarvasyapi Sangasya Patra Kalyan Mangal Pradate Satanam Sadadri Sutushti Pushti Padejya Bhaktanam Santanam Sipavati Nityamadhyatati Samyak Druchinam Druti Mati Buddhi Pradhanaya Jina Sasanirtanam Shanti Natanam Sujakti Chantanam Sri Sampatkete Yasho Vardhani Jayate Jayasho Savilana Vishadara Dushtakara Asuro Rakshasri Pukaramari Chaudati Shvapadaditya Atarakshakshashi Kuru Shanti Kuru Sadeti Toshtim Kuru Poshtim Kuru Swastim Kuru Tvam Bhagavati Gunavati Shiva Shanti Toshti Poshti Swasti Kuru Chanana Om Namo Namo Ram Dim Daksha Dim Fut Swaha Evam Yanam Aksara Pura Saram Sastudasya Devi Gurdev Shanti Namatam Namo Namo Shanti Tashmai Iti Purasuri Darshita Panta Padavida Pitastava Shanti Sarinadika Vinasi Santyadika Shapati Matam Yashanam Prasati Sada Sumati Bhavati Varyata Yogam Sari Shanti Padam Nyaya Suri Srimana Devasya Upsargaksham Yanti Sityante Vigna Palaya Mana Prasantami Puchimane Jineshwari Sarva Mangal Mangalam Sarva Kalam Karanam Pradhan Sarva Dharmanam Jainam Jaiti Shashanam Jainam Jaiti Shashanam Pryana Atma જ્યાં હોય ત્યાં પૂર્ણ શાંતિ પામે અને આપણા સૌનો પ્રેમ તેને મળે અને આપણે ઈચ્છીએ છીએ કે તેનો નવો જન્મ પણ સારી જગ્યાએ થાય કારણ કે એ એટલી પ્રેમાળ હતી એટલી માયાળુ હતી અને દરેકને માટે એને લાગણી અને પ્રેમ હતો એને જાણે થોડું એવું હશે એટલે એને બધા માટેની એક મમતાના તાર બધા સાથે બાંધી લીધા અને એક આપણને પણ એક દાખલો આપી ગઈ કે જીવ એવું જ જોઈએ કે જે લોકો આપણને છતાં પણ પાછળથી યાદ કરે અને એટલું લાંબુ જીવીએ એનો અર્થ નથી મહત્વ તો છે થોડું જીવી સારા કામ કરી અને દરેકને માટેનો એક આપણે યોગ્ય દાખલો આપતા છે પ્રિયના ને એક ઘરના લોકો તો નહીં ભૂલે આપણે બધાને પણ જોતું લાગતું હોય તો ઘરની એક એક વ્યક્તિને કેટલું લાગતું હશે સૌને પ્રભુ શક્તિ આપે અને સર્વપ્રથમ સત્ય
The family would like to thank you for coming today. Pryana's funeral will be held at Croydon Crematorium at midday this Thursday. There are some details at the back if you need. But thank you. And, thank you.
My nieces. All right, cool.